Days after the United Nations documented that Israel had struck a hospital where thousands of Palestinians had taken refuge in Gaza, the hospital suffered a direct hit yesterday. 500 to 800 people are confirmed dead. Many, many more are injured. Huge numbers of those who are dead and wounded are children under the age of 5 and their mothers. Welcome to the Socialist Program. I'm your host, Brian Becker. Today we're talking with Professor Mohammad Marandi. He is an expert on American studies and post-colonial literature. He teaches at the University of Tehran in Iran. Professor Marandi, welcome back to the Socialist Program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Mohammed, the people of the Middle East, the people of the world, certainly even people inside the United States are shocked over what's been happening to the people of Gaza in the last 9 or 10 days. There's no question at all that the Israeli Defense Forces are engaged in collective punishment against a civilian population. People in Gaza, 2 million of them live there. Most of the people, or at least half, are children, are under the age of 18. And now we have this terrible attack, bombing of a hospital where everyone knew Palestinians from all over Gaza had taken refuge. The UN said a couple days ago that the Israelis were targeting that hospital. Now it's been basically destroyed. The Israeli government says, no, it's not us. It's a rocket that misfired. It's an errant rocket from Islamic Jihad or something like that. We're not to blame. The Palestinian people and the Palestinian authorities in Gaza say, yes, this was an Israeli airstrike. People all over the Middle East are in the streets. It seems that we are on the verge of a major escalation given the sheer and obvious barbarism of the attacks on Gaza. Anyway, I want to start there, get your thoughts.
It's obvious that it was the Israeli regime. No rocket could do such damage and kill so many people. Anyone who knows anything about war knows that that is a lie. And the Israeli president, just a couple of days earlier, said there's no real distinction between civilians and the different resistance groups in Gaza. And that is something that many other Israelis have been repeating for days. What is surprising and what is disturbing, just as much as the fact that the Israelis are so genocidal, that's not surprising. What is disturbing and surprising is that Biden would go on record as blaming the victims. And the Western media, the corporate media, the state media, has been trying very desperately to blame the victim somehow so that the Israeli regime can get away with this crime. So not only are they trying to assist the Israeli regime in this regard, but also they are encouraging the regime to carry out further atrocities. Because now the Israelis know no matter what genocidal act they carry out, the United States, the US president, Western governments, and Western media will try to protect them. So these are crimes against humanity, and the Americans and the Europeans and the Western media, for the most part, they are guilty, like the Israelis, because of their support for the regime and for trying to hide the facts about this crime.